the channel that goes out for the open water crossing to the other side of Lake Okeechobee. I have decided I'm going to do the rim route because it's so windy and the wind is not dying down. It's been windy for 3 or 4 days, so I'm just going to continue to do the rim route here, which goes up like this. It's, I don't know how much longer. I'll look it up and maybe put it in this video if I can find some information on it, but it's probably safer. This is my first glimpse of the lake, because we've been behind this barrier for the whole time we've been in here in the channel. And it actually doesn't look like it's that bad out there. I'm not seeing any whitecaps or anything, so. But we're going to continue to do the rim route. Well, good morning, guys and gals. I want to show you this. So we took the ring route, and we've had a barrier island. We've been going through kind of like a channel for all of it except for this last few miles. I'd say, I don't know, maybe 10 miles. You can see we get out into open water here. I'll show you on the navionics. So from there up to channel right there. But today's a pretty decent day, and the wind is finally at our backs. We've been beating against the wind for 3 days, so I think I'm realizing or understanding now why we don't see a lot of videos on the Okeechobee cut on YouTube is because it's not really exciting. It's pretty in its own way, but it's not very exciting. We're getting broadsided by waves. Waiting for the green light. Alright guys, we got the green light coming in. Okay guys, we're off the lake. Just in time too, only got here about 15 minutes before the last walkthrough. It was kind of stressful. Kind of had a stressful day, actually. Maybe I'll talk more about it when I make this video. A lot of stuff going on. Show this to you guys. So channel 9 is the channel that the swing bridges are on. I just called this fella and he replied right away and said he's gonna open this up for us. So the locks are on 13 and the bridges are on 9. Channel 13 and channel 9. So you might be able to see that they open them really slow. We're passing through Indian Town here, and Folks have been telling me that there's a, this boat yard here where they call it like, where boats come to die. Big boats from hurricanes and stuff. This one looks like it burned, obviously burned down, but yeah, it looks like some of the bigger boats maybe that got damaged, like insurance claims, or that's my guess. Maybe they're fixing them, maybe they're salvaging them. I don't know. A little of both. I didn't realize we have one more lock to go through. We're right there. I was looking ahead and I saw this one. But it's okay because it's of a time where it's actually open. So stay tuned. Okay, guys. So I just called St. Lucie Lock and Dam. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Lucie. And they said about 45 minutes. They're bringing someone this direction, so we're just going to drop anchor over here, and I'm going to move some bumpers around. So we got the bigger ones on the starboard side, so stay tuned. I kind of made this lockmaster mad because I wasn't close enough to watch for the green light, and he had to radio me, and it's the second grumpy lockmaster in a row. I'm kind of looking forward to getting out of this lock system. This one's quite the drop. I'm going to crack them open a little more right towards the end when they're leveling out. This would be Highway 95, one of the major interstates. Days like this, where it's overcast and just a little bit of a breeze, they're like the ideal days down here in Florida. I'm guessing it's 72 today. I'll turn the phone around, I'll show you what I mean. Just enough cloud cover to kind of block the intense sun. And as we're getting out here on the Atlantic coast again, the air's starting to change. It's starting to smell like the sea again. You pass through the middle of Florida and it, just has a different feel to it. More fresh water, of course, It's hotter too. So the cool sea breeze returns as we're getting closer. I'm going to try to explain this to you. I think that someone might get something out of it. So, you see where you see that little red triangle? That's us. Okay. And there is a gas station. I can almost see it, I think. Right over there somewhere. Less than a mile. And there's also a Publix grocery store just around the corner, like a little over a mile. So we're going to use this public dock over here, but we anchored out, so we don't want to take up any room when people are launching. And also, the boat's a little safer when you leave it for a couple hours. And we're going to go reprovision because we're almost out of gas. All my cans are empty except for the main one. And we're going to get some food on board. So let me take you along and I'll just show you kind of how easy this is and it's also good exercise. Stay tuned. I'm going to leave my cart here since we're just taking the gas over to the barge, and we'll be right back. Wavey's not feeling very good. She's kind of getting over being sick, so I'll probably just leave her on the boat. I think she'd probably prefer that anyways. Okay guys, I'm going to show you this real quick. So we have 3 bridges we're going under right now, and the one in the middle is a railroad bridge, and it's up, so we're okay, but normally it's 7 feet closed, which we would not get under. At least I don't think so. So sometimes there's like more than one bridge. You got to kind of pay attention. That's the first one, and the next one is the railroad bridge. Green lights on, open, so we're okay. But if you didn't know that this one was in the middle, I suppose you could get caught in here.
Oh, hi, my name's Wavy Gravy, star of the channel. Last winter when we were doing this in real time, we went to the store and we made a little vignette about this, and I'll link it below. It's in our backup channel, and if you want to subscribe over there, that would be great. You don't have to, of course, and I just pretend like I wait for treats, but I know I'm going to get them. And then we went back to the boat, and if you want to send me some treats, there's a link in the description below. Thanks!
Okay guys and gals, that's how you do it. Warming up the motor, pulled the anchor. When I got to that little park over there was a bunch of people there, and I didn't want to pull the phone out, but everything went just fine. So we're back on the route. Wavy got her nice walk, and now she's pouting again. Alright, let me show you this. We're right there. If you look out here, that's one of the outlets or inlets to the wide open ocean out there. We're going to be getting close to that, but we're just going to go around the corner and get on an intercoastal. But anytime you're around one of these, it does affect the waters quite a bit. Okay guys, we are just about to turn north, kind of for good, right here at this intersection. This is a big, I'm going to come out here as best I can and kind of show you. So that's up north, that's heading north. We're going to right around this corner, like, see if I can go in on it. You might see a red post out there. And if we went straight, we'd go out in the ocean and eventually the Canary Islands. Europe, Spain. But we're going to turn north and we're going to head towards the Great Lakes. Stay tuned. We are slowly making our way north, trying to manage the waves. Not bad at the moment, but they're probably coming back. Today, these sailors have it. Wah! This is what we're doing all day. Beating into the wind. This seems to be what we're doing for like going on a week now. No matter what direction. If I'm going east, I'm beating in the wind. If I'm going south, I'm beating in the wind. Going north, I'm beating in the wind. It just keeps changing direction. Not that it's about me or anything, but we'll blame the Beagle. Yeah, we got these sailors going south, and they got their sails up, and they're doing it. Good job, guys. I've decided we're going to go into Faber Cove here. See that anchor marker? We're right there. We're going in here. I've been reading some. It's the first time I've ever read the reviews that people leave for anchorages on Navionics, and they're very helpful. I should be making some myself. That's 1,800 horsepower hanging off the back of that boat right there. Faber Cove, Fort Pierce. Good morning, guys and gals. Oh, come on. Why do you have to scream at everybody? Not doing anything to you. Oh, give me a break. Okay, so this morning, we're going to go get some gas. I looked up, we're in Fort Pierce, Florida, back on this little bay here. Oh, my goodness. Wavey, please stop. You want to go for a walk or not? Jesus. Screaming at this bird. It's like a pelican, I think. There's a gas station. It's convenient, but the beach in front of it has a sign that says no mooring, no beaching your vessel. Just this typical stuff, you know. But I think there's like a little loophole. There's like a little sliver of land that we can probably pull up and get away with it. So I'm going to take you with us, and let's go see if we can fill our gas cans today and not make anybody mad. Stay tuned. We got our cans, got our Beagle. Here's our neighbors. They're in a really nice trawler. And they're going to town too, I think. And their little dinghy. I don't know how much this is showing up here on the camera, guys, but the water has changed color to it's that emerald color, which I think why that happens is when it's a sandy bottom, I think, and it's the reflection and the depth and the salt water, but I'm not sure. I mean, what, because, you know, all around Florida here, there's different colored, you know, you go into a region where it's dark blue, and then there's some that's muddy, and some of it that's emerald, and some of it's clear, and I'd love to know why exactly, but okay, we're gonna go to our secret beach. Stay tuned. My neighbors on the big trawler there, we just stopped on our dinghies, and I'll see if I can get them in the background there. And they're going to the farmer's market, and they asked, "Do you want us to get you anything?" And I said, "Well, if you see some homemade chocolate chip cookies." They're like, "No fruit or anything?" I'm like, "Nope, just chocolate chip cookies." Oh my goodness. You sure are being brave. Too brave. Okay, so the challenge today, guys, is these are all condos or rentals or something. And this beach right over here does have a sign. It's right, maybe you can see it there. It says basically, don't do what you're going to see us do here in a moment. But there's a little bit of plausible deniability in the sense that the sign's over there and then there's a bunch of trees. And maybe that's not their property. Maybe this is kind of one of those no-man zones. We're going to find out. And the gas station, I think, is right on the other side of the trees. Do you need me to lift you off, or are you just going to jump in? Oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I know, you're going to get wet, or you want me to lift you off? Okay, so we got yelled at over there. We came on the bushes, tried to go right there. The gas station's just right there. And a guy came out and said, "This is not a private dog park." And some other folks did come out and say, "Yeah, you can come here for a few minutes," but then they went inside, so they're probably making their little calls, you know. So I did talk to the guy, and I said, "You know, there should be like a dinghy dock. Like every little town should have a dinghy dock." He's like, "Yeah, I know, I agree." He agreed, but he's like, there isn't one. And so now I'll show you on the map. We have to go all the way around this point and to go to this gas station that's 100 feet away. And they just can't have, like, you remember maybe a couple days ago, you've seen it by now, we were kind of in Stewart, Florida, and they just had this little sliver that was a park, and then you could access, you know, from the water, and it just makes a lot of sense, you know. Who's going to build in this brushy little area right here? Probably nobody, but okay, who am I? Who am I to say? So, okay, we're just going to take a dinghy ride today. It's a beautiful day. Why not? Stay tuned. Wavey did get to go pee, but she didn't poop, so you're going to have to hold it. The tension between public and private property. as I'm sitting here thinking about it. So you see all these condos and apartments and whatever they are, right? Rentals, I guess. Condos. This guy over here, he just yelled, really loud, "Hey! Hey!" But I was looking around and he's like just hiding behind, this sliding glass door, I guess. I never did actually see him. And so, tell me if I'm wrong here, but like all these people, I don't know how many people are in these buildings. If they're full, then it's hundreds, right? I doubt if they're full, and they're all just, I guess, either sitting inside, like just looking out the window enough to notice when someone dinghies up to a beach that's attached to the property, and I guess they pause the remote and get up out of their chair and they come to their balcony and open the door to tell you to leave. That's kind of, I guess that's retirement for a lot of people. That's kind of typical retirement in Florida. And the problem could be solved here. Don't turn the phone around. The problem could be solved by just having a public dock, a public dinghy dock. And if there's anchorages around, then it makes sense to have one. It doesn't need to be very big. It's just a strip of land. Often there is like little pieces of land between properties that can't really get built on for various reasons. Like we just saw in Stewart, just a park bench and a pavilion and a little path going out to the road. Problem solved, right? But, I guess they don't want to solve the problem, or maybe they just don't want people having the option to anchorage in the first place, even though if it's got, if it's this Faber Bay, I think is what it is. It's a great anchorage. It's just a natural anchorage, and I guess the next step will be you can't anchor, like unless you've got some magic sticker on your boat or something. So I don't know. It's a mess. I feel like there's solutions, but there's a balance. But sometimes municipalities solve that problem, and sometimes they don't. You'd think here in Florida they would accommodate, all these little towns would accommodate to boaters, but maybe not. If I ever turn into someone that just sits in my house looking out the window, waiting for someone to come along and oh, get off my lawn. Well, we just decided to come back to the mothership, and we'll just pull it around the point. It's kind of a long dinghy ride, going slow, and the dinghy's even slower than the barge, so, and we're heading that direction anyways, so we'll figure this out. We'll get gas one way or another. Nice little spot, but there's no way to go to shore. It does look like the wind has died down. I couldn't really tell in the bay there because it's so well protected, but as we get out here, it looks like it's still calm, which is good. First day of not beating into the wind in quite a while. Okay, let me try to show you this. So we were in this bay right here. The beach we tried to go to is right there. The gas station's just there also. We're gonna go all the way around and try to come in on this side right here. If you guys remember back when we were in Miranda Beach, I think is how you pronounce it. I have to remember. I'll put it right here. It was where that American Legion was at, and they had a public dock, like a dinghy dock, and they had all these same condos around. I mean, they kind of look like prison cells, but no one was getting upset because you didn't have to go on their property. You didn't have to tie up to their break wall. You didn't have to. You could just go to the dinghy dock. So I don't know. This is just occurring to me now how important that little detail is, and I'm kind of surprised that there are places that don't have them in Florida for sure. All right, so we're around the point here, and I see a lot of anchored sailboats. So we're going to go in there, and I'm going to assume this is a dock that we can go to, even though no one's. Well, I shouldn't assume that, huh? It might be private. We'll see. A town that you can't access by boat just seems really nutty. Right out there is one of the inlets and outlets to the ocean. We're pushing up against quite a bit of current at the moment. That sign right there says No mooring. Docks closed. It's so stupid. There is a beach over here with a lot of people on it. So did they come up with any silly rules like you can't bring your dinghy up on it? We're gonna find out. So we're right here. We were up in this cove right here. The gas station is about right there. So all things being equal, like no dumb rules, we should be able to dinghy up there and then walk to the gas station. One thing I'm going to point out to you guys. So it's hard to get anywhere. You know, I kind of want to get home like mid-June or so. When I say home, I mean Lake Superior. Because there's all sorts of adventures to have up there. I got to work on the house. I got to work on vehicles. I have to work on, I'm building a schoolie. You know, so there's somewhat of a schedule, even though it's, I've said this before, it's instead of being hours, minutes, hours, and maybe a day, it's days, weeks, and months. And today's, it's getting pretty close to April 1st, I think. And today, you know, I'm trying to get some gas, and we'll get some. But in the meantime, I got hungry, so I'm making some breakfast. And let me turn the phone around. And to feed Wavy Gravy, and we still have to go for a better walk because we got kicked off the beach. So, yeah, when you make your own meals, you know, it takes a solid hour to make a decent breakfast, you know. And it's like, by the time I pull up anchor and I start heading in the general direction of, which is now north, you know, I might make 20 miles. It's like, if I start, I don't even want to do the math. Like, how long am I going to get home in June? I don't know. We will find out, but, you know, some people have real problems. Yeah, Coast Guard boat over there. I wonder if he's going to come over and check us out. All right, let's try this again. Okay guys, we are leaving Fort Pierce. We've got gas, we got food, we even picked up a 6-pack of beer for later. I won't drink it all in one day, you don't have to worry about that. Couple a day. So it's Saturday, it's a really busy, I was wondering, is this place always this busy? And I remembered it's Saturday, but we don't even pay attention to the day, barely. Okay, stay tuned. Got some spoil islands out there. People camping on and boating on and having picnics. Did I mention our awesome ice cold cooler in this video yet? And this is keeping our beer cold. Monk in the trunk. Look at this thing. Some kind of racing catamaran. This is the ICW channel right here between the red and the green cans. Look how busy it is. Here's a good example. And we're just cruising along on the outside of it in about 6 feet of water because I don't want to be anywhere near that. Though the wakes do eventually come up and hit us, but oh well. Busy down here, guys. Be prepared. So we're just in here putting north on the next to the ICW, kind of flanking it, and these sailboats. I kind of feel sorry for them because most of them are drafting 4, 5, 6 feet, and so they are stuck in the ICW. You can't really get off of it because I'm in 6 feet right now, and sometimes it goes down to 4, flanking on the side of it here. and it is so busy. Oh my goodness, there's just like weekenders, speedboats and pontoon boats and fishing boats just blasting by at 30, 40 miles an hour, some of them. And yeah, it must be stressful. I mean, it's stressful enough just kind of going slow here on the side of it, but at least I'm out of the fast lanes, you know. We are seeing less of these modern day shipwrecks than we did a couple of years ago when we were down here. You know, we'll be passing through the area that we brought the vagabond down a couple of years ago, and we'll see if, you know, maybe that was just an area that had more than usual. But I'm not seeing too many of these. You know, 1 or 2 a day, I'd say. Maybe they're starting to clean them up. It's getting close to the end of the day here, but I'm going to keep going till almost dark, because we're kind of coming into a less populated part of the intercoastal here. We're pretty easy to find a place to anchor.
Can you sit?
She can.
Can you sit?
Wavy, sit, sit, sit. You can even make her stay if you try.